The Mini R50, a car designed by Frank Stevenson, argued about with BMW and Rover, snubbed by British enthusiasts and saved by BMW. Now, a lot of Rover enthusiasts won't like that part at all. They'll be saying, no, BMW stole the Mini. They bought Rover, cherry-picked the bit that they wanted and then chucked the rest of the way into the Phoenix 4, knowing that they would ruin it and kill off the last British marque. As much as there may be a bit of truth in that, how much truth I'm not really sure, let's not forget something here. When this car was being developed, Mini enthusiasts didn't even like it. They didn't want it. Do you remember all those old stickers that used to be on the back of Minis? There's nothing new about the new Mini. Even this one, the original R50, designed by, well, an American, built in Longbridge, or was it Gaydon? I can't remember which one it was. I hate to say this, but the Luddites of Britain rejected it for not being what the old car was. It was a different car, that's all. It was directly influenced from the original 1959 Mini, and that's why it looks like it does. Today, we see a Mini. But in 2001, we just saw a car that was trying to look like a Mini and was 2 foot longer than the original one. But guess what? I like it, and I always did do. I thought they did a fantastic job. Yeah, of stealing Rover. No, sorry, I mean remaking the Mini. Mini was no longer Austin or Rover, it was just Mini. They say the BMW Mini, but in actual fact, it's Mini. And what they did afterwards, the subsequent cars, I've got to say, don't really do it for me. This one still does. The retro designing is fantastic. It's a super cute little car. I love the way that the windscreen wipers aren't hidden behind the scuttle, that these vents are actually on the outside there, this microscopic wing, and the flared arches weren't on the original Mini, but somehow they look like they should be on this one. In actual fact, there are a whole load of things that weren't a direct copy of the original Mini, such as the wraparound glass. It just gives it even more Mini, which is strange, but things are strange sometimes. Wheels right on each corner. There are no overhangs anywhere, meaning that the go-kart-like handling of the original Mini could be almost replicated. And from my experience of these cars, they are surprisingly well made. The handles are nice. Listen out for the door shut sound as well. Inside the boot, we won't find a great deal of room, but more like somewhere a few shopping bags can go. Rather than trying to be practical, they wanted to reproduce a style icon. And you can't do that by suddenly bunging in a massive boot. So before I go on, and before I forget, I'm going to just say that if it wasn't for BMW, I don't even think that the Mini would be around at all any longer. So as much as we want to harp on about the damage that they did and what they've taken and stuff like that, and the what ifs and etc., let's just consider that they may well have just actually saved a British marque. I mean, obviously for their own means. It's a bit like a footballer giving £100 to charity, but you know, at least they did something. I actually like these door handles, and I like the interior. There's an awful lot of thought that went into this interior to make it like the old Mini. The old Mini, of course, couldn't possibly have carried on being made. It would have not been a good idea, etc. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted by the interior of this car. I am almost distracted by the interior of this car because for a retro design, it still looks somewhat, well, it's very difficult to say it looks modern because it doesn't look modern, but it doesn't look dated either. And although this may look like it's a bit plasticky and a bit squeaky, because it is, it's still quite nice materials throughout, and a design that was thoroughly a design. And the best bit of all, carpet. Now that is a novelty. Like the speedometer, being so big and analogue right in the middle, so anyone sat in the car has got a very clear view of how fast you're actually going. I like all of these toggle switches, separated by prison, separated by the hoops of clumsy fingers to make sure you don't press the wrong switch. Air vents have a very retro look about them. And the A-pillar, which is so upright, it really does show off what the old Mini did indeed look like. These days we have many cars with A-pillars like that, but it's almost like they were thinking forward by looking backwards. This is confusing though. The door handle it's on the wrong size. You've got to pull it like that rather than pulling it like that. I don't know why have they done that? I don't get that at all. I mean, you can still open the door. I can't say as I've heard of any stories of people being trapped in Minis because they couldn't quite figure out how to open the door, but it does feel incorrect. With the bonnet open, it looks like a giraffe having a lobotomy. But at least it means that everything is quite accessible. And this one has the 1.6 Tritec engine, developing 113 brake horsepower. There were engines available with less power and more power. This one's in between. Many people would have said that the Mini R50 is a girly car, but in actual fact it appealed to anyone really that likes cars. It was more of an enthusiast's car than most of its competitors. If you like cars, you like the Mini. Everybody likes the Mini. If you don't like the Mini, you're probably lying. Originally, the R50 was going to be based on the Rover 25 platform, which I would have said would have been fine because that's quite a good platform. It was also going to have a K-series engine, which I would have said would have been a good idea. But actually this one's really rather punchy. They are known for some problems, but different problems to what the K-series has. 50 in third gear. And it pulls quite eagerly indeed. You don't really need a supercharger for everyday use. It really is a rather joyousful thing to drive. The steering is really properly sorted. They did an excellent job at making an old car a new car. And I would dearly like a Mini. I really would. I'd be happy with one of these, but in yellow. And you're going to find that the R50 to be probably a rare sight before too long, because just like any other car, they become old. People scrap them. They don't realise the value of them. They think, oh no, I'll have a new one. I'll have a much bigger one that's supposed to be better for the environment. So I'll chuck this one away. Do you like these?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you like driving them? Because they're very positive feeling, aren't they?
They're very pointy where it goes, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. Which I think is one of those cars that's good for flinging round roundabouts.
Yeah.
If only I knew somewhere that had some roundabouts. Look what we've found. A roundabout, and then another roundabout, and then another roundabout, and then another roundabout. They can be a bit annoying, a bit like mentioning roundabouts. We need to get in front of this truck, because that won't go around the roundabout too well, will it? Thank you. Thanks for buggering off. No, actually, to fling it round like that, and that you don't need to go roundabout any quicker than that, do you? Because that would be just suddenly taking the piss, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I didn't realise I'd come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Right, okay. You had a previous life of them guys on the waltzers where they just spin you.
Yeah.
Keep spinning.
The fact is, it will go around that a lot quicker before it starts to give up, and that's in the wet as well. So it's pretty impressive, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just glad you didn't slide it in the wet.
I've some experience in driving, enough to know that I'm not going to be pushing it too much.
Yeah, I should have more faith in you.
Oh, you normally do.
I do, yes.
Oh, there's not that bloody lamppost down by the looks of it.
Oh, yeah.
Cup of tea?
Yes.
Introducing Allegro Man.
I've had the chance of one of these, which I actually just thought for its age, it's 21. I thought it's quite a nice presentable thing actually. So it's had 4 new tyres 18 months back, all matching Uniroyals round it. For the latest MOT, I've put, it's had 2 rear springs and the whole back brakes have been rebuilt. New calipers, new discs and pads. So I was kind of taken by what a sort of well kept together thing it still is. It's just not worn at all, it seems. Quite a nice example still.
And it is for sale.
Of course.
And how many pennies would you like for this car?
I'm going to ask $15.95 for this. 12 months MOT, no advisories, rebuilt back brakes. It's very respectable.
Not the usual Allegro Man kind of classic then though, is it?
No, but it was a situation of a wife's car in use. So from a reliability point of view, I pretty much knew that, you know, they just wanted something else because she'd become pregnant. So it was just, yeah, I'll do something a bit different. Quite pleased to have had the experience, really.
The Mini R50, definitely a girly car, but not a mummy car.
No, I think it's just managing with everything that comes with them, isn't it? Prams and chairs. If you like circles, then you'll like this car. Circles, circles, circles. It's a circus circle, or a circle circus.
You didn't think that one through, did you not? Oh, I think you thought it through, but you didn't quite as well as you.
Exactly, yeah.
And this engine's very responsive from low revs as well, which means that you don't have to be doing all that thing where you're ragging it through the gears and embarrassing yourself by the amount of noise you're making. I mean, you could do that as well, but you don't actually have to do. There it is again.